Good evening and welcome everyone. My name is Scott Hafner and I have the good fortune to serve as chair of the board of the Healthcare Foundation of Northern Sonoma County. What a year this has been for all of us. And one of the results of the COVID pandemic is that we are not able to gather in person as we have for the past 14 years to celebrate Wetzel Award winners. Thank you very much for joining us this evening as we meet virtually. It buoys our spirit to see you all, and we are grateful that you are here to celebrate and honor three very impressive individuals who have made significant positive impacts in our community for many years. I want to thank the Wetzel Award Committee for their hard work and wise judgment. The committee is comprised of fellow citizens, none from the Healthcare Foundation or the Wetzel family, whose job is to select the recipients of these two awards. They considered many nominations and arrived at a unanimous conclusion for each award. We count upon the award committee each year for their deep knowledge of our community and their dedication to selecting those individuals that exemplify the traits of our friends and former neighbors, Harry and Maggie Wetzel. On behalf of the board and staff of the Healthcare Foundation, I would like to thank all of you who support us as donors and volunteers. It is really you who allow us to achieve our mission to connect people and resources to promote health and wellness in underserved communities in Northern Sonoma County. We would not be successful without your support, and we cannot thank you enough. More details will come later in the program on what we've been able to achieve this year with your support. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce Kim Bender, the Executive Director of the Healthcare Foundation.
Thank you, Scott, and thanks to all of you for joining us on this new format. We all wish very much that we could be together in person at a lovely cocktail party or a luncheon as we have in the past, but we're going to try it a new way tonight. This is how we're going to do it, and I'm going to give you a brief rundown on what it's going to look like this evening. As you can see, I hope you're on gallery view now. I can see all of the participants. We're going to hear briefly from Katie Wetzel Murphy, our founder for this award. We will then hear from three people who will give you a little bit of background on awardees Sue Campbell and John McKinney. Then I will come back on just for a minute. We'll all be able to give our visual applause after Sue and John speak, and then we will move on to hear about our other awardee, Judith Vargas, and we will hear from three people, and then you will hear from Yudith herself. We will come back on. If we have time, we will have, we'll entertain a few questions, and if not, we'll end. Our hope is to end with under an hour. So that's our goal. We're so thrilled to have you here, and thank you for your patience in any of the technical issues that might come up. This is all very experimental, and we hope you enjoy it. And now, thank you so much, Katie Wetzel Murphy, for joining us tonight, and take it away. Oops, Katie, can you unmute yourself? No.
Better to be overmuted than undermuted, right? Thanks very much, Kimberly. It's a pleasure to be here, as you say. Sorry we can't all be in person. I'm sorry we're not enjoying a wonderful evening together. We're all wearing our slippers, though, instead of our high heels, and very comfy in our homes. The spirit of community benefit has been the driving force behind the recognition of these persons who exemplify really selfless giving for the benefit of others. This is our 14th year of the Wetzel Awards, of recognizing wonderful people who make a difference, often for people they don't know in our county. The Healthcare Foundation has done an exemplary job of expanding access to many kinds of healthcare in our community, and I'm honored to be here to recognize their work on behalf of our family. The award is named after my parents, Maggie and Harry. And every year I think, wow, Mom and Dad would really be thrilled that these people are getting an award in their name. They would love to be able to meet these leaders. Our two awards that we're giving tonight are the Wetzel Community Leadership Award and the Spirit of Wetzel Award. You'll hear a lot more about those and a lot more about the people who are receiving them. I'm just going to give you a very brief outline. Before I begin, I have to include my usual disclaimer that I'm not part of the committee that chooses the people that we recognize each year, but I do want to thank those committee members who do the work to decide whom to recognize. They do us as a family very proud by finding very special people within our community who work so hard and who give so much to others. Sue Campbell and John McKinney have both spent so much of their time, excuse me, volunteering for nonprofit organizations that when they moved to Healdsburg, it was natural for them to jump right in where they saw a need to be filled. Sue was chair of the board of Healdsburg District Hospital with previous experience at Stanford, and with AAUW and other organizations. John was on the board of Alliance Medical Center for several years and is currently on the finance committee. And he's also chair of the national board for Canine Companions for Independence, a big job. That's certainly true. When asked about why they volunteer, Sue said that she had great examples in her parents, but she also knew when she retired that volunteering would help her find a community of like-minded, passionate people in Healdsburg. And I have to say, Healdsburg is full of passionate people who like to help their community. John volunteers to give back to the community, to help others to attain their best selves. He knows the groups he works with make a real difference for the people they serve and the greater community. Judith Vargas came to the United States when she was 3 years old. She attended Sonoma State University for pre-med studies, but switched to nursing, which is where her passion really lies. She's worked in the healthcare field in Sonoma County since her teens as a volunteer, a mentor, a nurse, and is now moving on as the director of nursing for Ole Health Center in Napa with 8 locations. Her goal is to elevate the level of care for all patients. And I have to say, she certainly exemplifies the passionate spirit of this award. Again, thank you all for being here with us tonight. And with that, I will turn it over to Paige Mazzoni to continue. Thank you.
I had to unmute. Thank you, Katie. Hello, everyone. My name is Paige Mazzoni, and I am the CEO of Canine Companions for Independence. I'm honored to be here tonight to say a few words about honoree John McKinney. I've been lucky enough to work with John for the last 2 years at Canine Companions in our respective roles, me as CEO and he as chairman of our national board. And it's been a pretty inspiring 2 years. John is everything you want in a great boss. He is wise, he is thoughtful, he is circumspect about his decisions, but he's also brave and courageous and not at all afraid to stand up for what is right, even when it's not popular or easy or when it does not have unanimous support, which is usually. He truly commits to his role as a volunteer. He doesn't dial it in. He doesn't just do the easy work. He does his homework. He works hard. He does the difficult tasks. and he shows up all the time with passion and commitment, always there to give his wisdom, his advice, and his support. Under his leadership and vision, our board of individuals from literally every spectrum across the country, because we are a nationwide organization, has collaborated with our organizational leadership in a truly meaningful way. John has led us in building a strategic plan that will take us through the next 10 years, and he has helped us manage through unprecedented chaos and crisis in our environment nationwide. He's helped us make critical decisions about how you run a service dog organization, which is basically a supply chain organization, in a pandemic. He has done so with intelligence and wisdom, but also with a lot of heart and empathy. He coaches, but always as a partner. He listens carefully to the full picture. He asks about numbers and metrics, but he also asks a lot of great questions about context and guides us in a way that truly strengthens us for the long term. In my opinion, he is the perfect recipient for this award, a community leader who gives of his time and his treasure with integrity and vision, and who truly, truly cares and is committed. John, congratulations on this very well-deserved award, and thank you for all you do. And it is now my honor to introduce Dr. Dave Anderson.
Hi all. Yes, I'm Dave Anderson. I just wanted to say something about the Wetzels while I have an opportunity. One of my most memorable events was going out to the home of Cyrus Alexander, where the Wetzels bought that house, took it over, and we sat on the porch. Maggie came out and served us lemonade, and we asked Harry Wetzel for $2 million for new ER. And he came through. So thank you, the Wetzels. Well, okay. I've actually known Sue for several years. I've always recognized her as a busy and active community citizen. I knew she was involved in AUW and other projects, but I did not realize her full boatload of skills until I joined the North Sonoma County Healthcare District Board of Directors in early 2019. She was the chairperson and led the meetings with skill and dedication. And she was so organized. Her agenda was on the mark, and she helped my slow learning process after getting on the board. She kept using a lot of initials like F and B. Well, I had no idea what F and B was. Of course, I could tell she was very knowledgeable about the healthcare industry. And when I read her resume, I could see where she got her knowledge of F and B, which is finance and budget, and all the other initials she threw at me. But what impressed me the most with all her career experience with major health organizations like Kaiser, Marin Community Clinic, St. Francis Hospital, Marin General, Dignity Health, that she would become so involved with our tiny, tiny little hospital. She knew how much the hospital made a difference in the lives of North Sonoma County. She led us through some tough times, changes in leadership, financial crises, et cetera, et cetera. And she did it with charm and a smile and wonderful leadership that I saw every time at the board meetings, and I admire her for that. Now, warning, people know me for writing lame limericks, and Sue insisted that I write some for her. So I'm sorry, but now you must listen to my lame limericks. I met this fine woman named Campbell Sue. As board chair, she'd stop our rambling poop. And now from my room, as we meet via Zoom, I see she's drinking wine, not Campbell soup. Now I had to work hard to get Campbell soup into a limerick, I'll tell you that much. For the next and final limerick, you must all fill in the last word. And I might suggest that you unmute yourself so you can fill in this last word and when I get to it. So I have known Sue Campbell for quite a while and been impressed with her wisdom and guile. What I found best of all the rest was she always had a very big smile. And there it is, see? There you can see it. She's got it. Anyway, congratulations to you, Sue, and I think it's very well deserved. And now I'd like to introduce Terry Leach.
Thanks, Dr. Dave. I'm delighted to see Sue and John recognized for their good work in this community, and I'm honored to be asked to speak on behalf of both of them. who I call friends and colleagues. Healdsburg, as you all know, is a special place. It reminds me of the time that Tim and I lived in Minnesota. I call both of these places the land of 10,000 nonprofits. So it's hard to stand out, but Sue and John stand out, and deservedly so, for their work on behalf of the community and the nonprofits they serve. Since I retired, semi-retired as the manager of health policy and director of innovation for the 5 UC academic medical centers, I've had the opportunity to volunteer on several boards, and happily, in some cases with Sue and in some cases with John. And I need to say that working with Sue and John is every bit as interesting and innovative as any of the work I did on behalf of any of the UC medical centers. So what do Sue and John bring to the table? And it's so exciting that I've worked with both of them. With John, John and I served on the board of Alliance Medical Center. I'm the vice chair. With Sue, she and I were both on the board of AAUW, where I was engaged to bring some strategic planning and worked very closely with Sue. Their traits: they are both very clear thinking, very able to deconstruct complex ideas to make them easy to understand, very respectful, and they seek consensus. And as Dave said, organized. To attend a meeting run by either Sue or John is to attend a meeting where the issues are fully laid out and understood, you feel heard, and you feel very good about the process. I need to also add that they're a lot of fun. John is also known around town as the Trivia King. So I congratulate you both, and I'm honored to speak on your behalf, and now would like to introduce John and Sue. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. When I retired, I thought about all the opportunities I've been fortunate enough to have in my life. And I decided one of the things that I wanted to do was to volunteer for organizations that help people realize opportunities they might not otherwise have had. One such organization is Alliance Medical Center. What I really appreciate about Alliance is that it provides excellent health care to people who otherwise might not have access to health care at all. I became involved with Canine Companions for several reasons. First of all, Sue and I love dogs, and our dog Rodeo is here, but he's not allowed on screen. But more importantly, Canine Companions provides people with disabilities opportunities they might never have had. This is personal for us because we have a nephew who is developmentally delayed, and he had one of Canine Companions' assistance dogs for about 10 years. We saw firsthand the impact Edie had on our nephew Stevie, on his family, and on the entire community. It's what we at Canine Companions call the ripple effect. When I think of the health of our community, I not only think of healthcare, but also of social services, education, environment, and the arts. That's why, in addition to being involved with Alliance and Canine Companions and supporting the Healthcare Foundation, I'm involved with or support a number of other organizations, such as Healdsburg Forever, the Boys and Girls Club, Farm to Pantry, and the Sonoma Land Trust. It's my hope for our community that these organizations will survive 2020. I hope we all survive 2020. And with all of our support, that they will thrive in the future so that they can continue to provide the valuable services that they do. And with that, I'll turn it over to the better half.
First of all, thank you, Healthcare Foundation and Wetzel family. We are so honored to be awarded this way. You asked us to talk about why we volunteer. And for me, as Katie mentioned, it's partly family. My parents raised my brother and I to have strong values on volunteerism, and they were good examples. But it's also about passion. I'm obviously passionate about healthcare. I spent my career helping hospitals and health systems be successful. And even before I retired, I'd started volunteering for clinic and hospital boards. I'm now on the North Sonoma Healthcare District Board, as Dave mentioned, and am so proud that we've passed Measure BB and have put our hospital in good hands into the future. And I look forward to seeing what the next chapter of the district will be. We will find that out. I'm also passionate about mentoring young girls, particularly in STEM fields. I'm active in AAUW, as Terry mentioned, and have been in public policy, Title IX, equal pay, but I'm most proud of being a Tech Trek dorm mom and helping those 8th grade girls at the math and science camp at Stanford, which is a very incredible experience, and love mentoring. I'm also passionate about the arts. I volunteered for the Raven Performing Arts Center when I first moved to Healdsburg, and I'm now on the Alexander Valley Film Society Board and the Mountain Play Board in Marin. And I'm passionate about our community. I think they're so deserving, particularly in these really trying times, of all our time, talent, and treasures. They need it so desperately. And I certainly look forward, as we all do, to the post-pandemic times when our community is healthy again, both economically, financially, and physically. So thanks again, all of you. And I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to be honored. Take it away, Kim.
Thank you, Sue and John. Thank you so much. We're so honored to have you with us and to be in our community doing that fantastic work as models for all of us. You're exemplary. The spirit of the Wetzel Award is designed to honor people who have contributed an extraordinary level of volunteerism and dedication to our healthcare systems and programs. This year, we also wanted to focus on an emerging healthcare leader who demonstrates deep social justice values. Judith Vargas Dominguez embodies both. And now Carissa Moreno will tell you more about how that works. Take it away, Carissa.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carissa Moreno, Executive Director of the Center for Wellbeing. I've had the great pleasure of knowing you for almost a decade, first as co-workers at Santa Rosa Community Health and now as close friends. I can attest that Yudith is an exemplary community leader who fearlessly faces adversity for the benefit of those whom she serves. An example is her tireless work serving our community as a frontline worker during repeated floods and fires and now a global pandemic. This is nothing short of heroic. But Yudith gives more than her personal service. She is committed to advance social justice and equity within our community. She's empowered dozens of youth over her career, inspiring to find their true inner strength and their power and their passion. Through this mentorship, Yudith is effectively helping carve pathways for the community leaders of our future. This isn't just what she does. As her friend, I can attest that this is who she is, and I couldn't be more thrilled that she's being recognized tonight. Thank you so much. And I would now like to introduce Daisy Cardenas.
Thank you, Carissa. So hello, everybody. Good evening. My name is Daisy Cardenas, and I am a scholarship recipient of the Healthcare Foundation's Mental Health Talent Pipeline Program. It is a privilege to be here with all of you today as we honor the 2020 Spirit of the Wetzel Award recipient, amiga, and fellow chingona, Judith Vargas Dominguez. I've known Yudith for 2 years now and have had the opportunity to share space with her in a variety of community efforts of health equity and social justice. Currently, I oversee the SRJC's HOPE program, which stands for Health Occupation Preparation and Education, where we serve first-generation low-income students who are interested in healthcare careers. Yudith has been one of our key mentors for the past years. Students, especially young women, are always so inspired after talking to Yudith and hearing her story. Being able to see a strong, educated woman who not only looks like them, but also has experienced and overcame many of the obstacles that our students face brings them so much hope, admiration, and motivation. It is very humbling to see that no matter how far Yudith goes in life, she is always willing to come back to her roots and uplift other young students who are just starting their careers in healthcare. Yudith has also been a loyal participant of the Latino Health Forum and the Mi Futuro Healthcare Symposium. Yudith has demonstrated the outstanding qualities of a leader in our community. Her passion, advocacy, and commitment to the health equity of her community and to the future healthcare workforce of Sonoma County does not go unnoticed. It is with great pleasure that I enthusiastically congratulate Judith Vargas on the 2020 Spirit of the Wetzel Award. Oh, and congratulations on your beautiful engagement. Now I will pass it on to Wanda Tapia.
Thank you, Daisy. Hi, my name is Wanda, and I'm the coordinator for the Latino Health Forum. I'm honored to introduce Judith Vargas Dominguez this evening as the recipient of the 2020 Spirit of Wetzel Award. Yudith is the newly appointed Director of Nursing for OLA Health and is committed to bridging the gap for underserved individuals. We all have a story of struggle and courage, and Yudith is no exception. And having fought through these challenges, she's emerged with compassion and caring for others through her own experiences. I've known Yudith for over 15 years. Her reputation as a young leader was widely known among the Latinx healthcare circles, and she served and still serves as a role model to other young Latina women wanting to make a difference in the world and inspiring them to not only get involved, but to also achieve educational success. She works tirelessly to bridge the gap to the underserved and most vulnerable, including immigrants and those with limited access to care. In her commitment to health equity and social justice, Yudith takes the time to listen and find solutions to those experiencing real-time healthcare access issues. As coordinator of the Latino Health Forum, Yudith worked with me as a key volunteer at the 2017 event, and the mission was to inform the community on the most relevant problems facing the Latinx community. Yudith also currently sits on the board of directors for the Northern California Center for Wellbeing. I am very proud to introduce you to Judith Vargas Dominguez.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Judith Vargas, and it is an honor to receive an award with such a beautiful legacy. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Healthcare Foundation and the Wetzel family for presenting me with this award, and thank Daisy, Wanda, and Carissa for taking the time to share a little bit about me this evening. I want to also thank my family, friends, colleagues, and mentors for always pushing me to give my all in everything I do. My journey with volunteering started at a very early age of 14 after realizing how much of my life involved dealing with the effects of lack of health equity, access to higher education, and social justice. I knew I had to jump into action to help my community, so I worked hard to become a nurse and have spent the last 10 years serving in community health centers and hope to spend many more. I serve as a nurse in community health centers because I feel like I can truly make a difference in people's lives and well-being, both patients and team members. I have firsthand experience with the benefits of mentoring, so I try to seek out students, colleagues, and community members who have a desire in a career in healthcare or to pursue higher education. It is my dream that we will reach health equity so that everyone can have the care they deserve when and how they want it. Thank you so much for having me this evening and for presenting me with this award.
Thank you so much, Judith. We're so happy to know you and are so proud of all the work that you're doing. I want to thank everyone for, first of all, keeping the program pretty tight. I think we did a great job. Thank you so much to all of the presenters. And thank you so much to our donors and supporters who are watching tonight. As Scott said earlier, we could not be doing the work that we do without your help. We this year have already given out almost $700,000 in grants to organizations in the areas of health access, mental health, and early childhood development. Part of that was $140,000 that went out as emergency funds to various grassroots organizations on the front lines dealing with the dire issues brought about by the pandemic. So thanks to all of you for your ongoing, very generous support. I'd like to particularly thank the Healdsburg District Hospital for their sponsorship tonight. So thank you out there for that wonderful support. Gosh, I think that's it for our program. Are there any questions that have come up in the chat? I don't see any right now. So your last chance for any questions. And if not, We are so grateful to you, and we wish you a safe and warm holiday season. And thank you again to our terrific awardees and to all of you. And good night.